I need a putting lesson. I can't get these short putts in. Sound familiar? I've given 2 golf lessons this week where this is exactly the problem, and both people that I coached thought they had a problem with their stroke. Did you see what I did? The main problem with that putt is when I was putting, my putter was aiming left of where I thought it was. It's actually a pretty straight putt. And I was aiming the putter about 2 inches left of the hole. That's exactly what was going on with these people that I coached. They thought their setup was fine and they were missing the ball, they were missing the hole because they thought they had a bad stroke. So to a degree, they did have a bad stroke, but only when they hit the ball in the hole. So what do I mean by that? Okay, so if I pop a ball down there and I aim left of the hole, and these people sometimes hole putts, but when they did hole a putt, they actually did something wrong. So if I aim my putter to the left of the hole, the only way I can get the ball to go in the hole is if I open the putter through impact. So I'm rewarding a bad stroke. Every time they hit the putt and it missed left, they were putting a really good stroke on the ball. They just didn't think they did. So what I had to do is I had to recalibrate their eyes and teach them how to learn where straight was. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to show you a few different ways that we can do that to help it. Now, Cameron Smith's one of the best putters in the world. He starts every single putting session every day of the week with a putting mirror. And the reason he does it, he wants to make sure his club face alignment is correct. He wants to make sure his body and feet, hips and shoulder alignment is correct. And he wants to make sure his eyes are in the correct position over the ball. So he spends a lot of time on these basics. The average person doesn't even practice putting. And when they do, they're probably just hitting putts. They're not checking their fundamentals. And both of these cases, if they had have been regular at just checking their basics, they wouldn't be having the golf lesson and they'd be putting quite well. So I'm going to show you a few different ways that I can think of that you can help with checking your club face alignment in your setup. Okay, so the first way I like people to work on their putting and getting their club face alignment is to use a couple of alignment sticks. If you don't have alignment sticks, that's okay. Just put a couple of clubs on the ground. So I've got these 2 alignment sticks pointing at the hole. I've got a golf ball with 3 lines on the ball. I'm just going to take my setup. Now, if I take my setup and I see that my club isn't at a right angle to these 2 sticks, which is what happened with both of these individual people that I coached, that clearly shows you, oh, my putter face is aiming left. So I've just got to make sure that my club face is at a right angle to those lines, and that helps me to get my club face nice and square. And I would encourage you to hit a lot of different putts. Don't just pick a straight putt. Just get used to it. Do a right to left, a left to right, but do it a lot, from 3 to 4 feet, inside 5 feet certainly. It's going to give you some confidence because you'll see the ball going in the hole more often. Now, I have these 2 sticks down here not to try and get you taking the putter straight back and through. It's purely just an alignment aid. As I swing my putter is naturally going to rotate through the arc of my putting stroke. But we've got to make sure that we start with the putter in the right position first up. So that's my first way. Okay, so my second way of checking my alignment of putter face is to actually use a putting mirror, a la Cameron Smith. So as I take my setup here, I can check with all these lines on the putting mirror whether in fact my club face is open, closed, or nice and square. I've got the 3 lines on the ball in line with the big black line in the putting mirror. I can check my eye alignment, I can check my shoulder alignment. So the putting mirror is a great little training tool to get those fundamental things right. That's why Cam Smith uses one every day. But from there I think, okay, my putter face is nice and square. it just sets you up for success, making sure that putter face is nice and square. Okay, the third thing that I can do to help check my putter face is to use a credit card. I've actually got a library card here, but I've got the library card pointing straight. All I need to do is set up with my club face sitting on top of the library card, and I can clearly see that my putter is now perfectly square to the library card. So I know that my putter face is nice and square to my intended line, and that's a really simple way of doing it. Now the fourth and probably the most obvious is I've got a golf ball here with 3 lines on it. So you can utilize this. This is a Callaway triple track. You don't have to use Callaway. You can put your own lines on them. You can buy a shell, and it has a little stencil that you put over the ball, and you can put your own lines on there quite easily, and you can use any brand of ball you like. But all I need to do here is just set up with those 3 lines pointing straight. I then take my setup, and I've got a white line on my Mizuno putter here, and I've just got to make sure that white line is pointing straight through those 3 lines on the ball. I know I'm putting nice and straight, face alignment is correct, and I just hit the putt. So it doesn't really matter which one of these, and there are many more. If you think of some more, put them in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you do. I know you can use string lines, you can use builder's chalk lines. It's pretty much unlimited. But whatever it is that you do, make sure you do it. Because if you can just make sure that your putter face is aligned correctly, it's going to help you. There are 3 things we need to do to get the ball going in the hole with our putter. We've got to be able to read the green, we've got to start the ball on the correct line, and we've got to make sure that we hit it at the right speed. So there are 3 things. By focusing on this, that's one of the 3. I've also created a resource, 4 keys to improve your putting. If you want to download that free resource, I'll put a link in the description of this video and at the top of the page there. And it's full of all sorts of good little tips for you to help with your putting. Totally free, just click on that link. If you want to improve your putting, I'm also going to put a link to another video just there that I know is going to help improve your putting.